Well, thanks, Anna, very much. Anna's been a huge, well, I was going to say a huge influence on this conference. That's a massive understatement. We wouldn't be here if she hadn't organised it, basically. So with one of her many hats on, she's been behind all this. So we're now going to move rapidly onto food. You know, as we start moving towards lunch, and that's what you're beginning to think about, we're going to hear from Wykefarms about their energy from food waste, from Lucy Francis of Wykefarms, who's there. Well done. Thanks. I think so. I believe so.
Hey, hello everybody. I'm Lucy Francis and I'm the brand manager at Wykefarms. We're a 150-year-old cheese-making business situated very close to here in Bruton. And we're now exporting to 160 countries across the world. And one major thing for us at the moment is that we are the first national food brand to be 100% green and self-sufficient in green energy. So that's what I've come here to talk to you about today on behalf of our Managing Director, Richard Clover, who unfortunately can't be here. So we have a motto at Wykefarms. We wish to operate our business in a way that has minimal impact on the Somerset environment and to create a truly symbiotic relationship with the countryside that provides our food, our income, and also our home. Sorry. Yes, sorry. Okay, so we're only 15 miles from the town of Cheddar. For those who are based in the UK, then you've probably heard of it. But that's where Cheddar originated from. We farm in the Somerset village of Whitechamp Flour. And so there's a lot of local heritage to do with cheese making. I'll talk slightly about our history because it really does bring us on to our 100% green element. As I said, we're 150 years old. Grandfather John, who's here, pictured as a young boy, still is our chairman today for the business. And he takes great pride in his mother's story, who was Grandmother Ivy, who started the cheese-making business back in the early 1800s. So just a few facts about Wyke. We have a 1,500-acre farm, 1,000 milking cows, and we're sourcing milk from around 110 local farms as well, within a 35-mile radius of our dairy. So it's all very close. We process up to 300 million litres of milk per year. Wyke has a 5% UK cheddar market penetration, and we are the largest organic milk processor, working very closely with the company Omsco, who produce a lot of organic products and do a lot of milk processing. As I said, we're trading in 160 countries. That includes Poland, France, Germany, and we're leading the field in green and sustainable farming. Facebook and Twitter are huge. If any of you on there, we're always talking about our green energy on those platforms. We were the Food Manufacturing Dairy Company of the Year in 2013, and we were the Sustainable Business of the Year for The Guardian in both 2014 and 2015 as well. I brought some cheese here today, so please do feel free to come over to the table and try it. Those are our export variants, which some of you may recognise, but we do produce a variety of cheddars that have been matured, some longer than others. So moving on to what makes us 100% green. There's several elements within our Somerset cycle, as we like to call it, that make our business as green as it can be for the moment. We always say that we're trying to be as green as technology allows. We have a commitment to save 20 million kilos of CO2 per year, and these are just a few elements which fit into that. We have a £5 million AD plant, which is set to increase, with plans for making it bigger in the future. We had a gas-to-grid project, which has just been initiated in the last year or so. We're now injecting 7 million kilos back into the national grid, so that not only we're using our green energy, but we're using energy, giving energy to other people in the local area. We like to say that we're sustainably cheese making through the anaerobic digestion. We don't grow anything specifically to put into the AD plant itself. It's all waste products from our cheese making or any farm waste that we might have. And we also take in apple pomace from local cider producers and bread waste as well. So nothing is grown specifically to go to in our AD plant, which is powering all of our cheese-making operations, including our dairy and also the dairies in which the cows are milked. We have a water recovery, water usage plant, which recovers up to 90% of our water. That's recovering water from our dairy where we make the cheese, and we're able to reuse that for cleaning purposes. And when we have solar panels on practically all of our south-facing roofs, these are great. We always say in the summer they're the most effective form of renewable energy. As soon as we're milking the cow, we need to cool down the milk. We use the power that's generated from the sun on the solar panels. And Anna mentioned earlier, local companies are much wider use of green vehicles, and we have 3 Nissan Leafs which are on the farm, and they're used as pool cars and driven any time that we can. So this is an infographic of our AD plant and how it works, including our gas-to-grid project. As I said, is relatively new to the business. We always like to say that we're nurturing our natural resources. We put 75,000 tonnes of farm dairy waste and local waste into the AD plant. And as I said, we're fueling the cheese making. It goes to our green energy plant, which also fuels itself. And then back out to homes within the local area. We have green certificates which go to some of our customers, including Sainsbury's, and we've worked really closely with Asda on their Sustain and Exchange brewery as well. From the AD plant, we do get a byproduct, and it's inevitable, but it's a great byproduct, and we always use it to spread on our farms, and we give it to local, often milk suppliers, to spread on their land as well. It's really high in nitrogen and phosphates, and it's a really good fertilizer, so it's reducing the need for us to use artificial fertilizer on our land. So moving on, we always say we respect the land, we respect the animals, and we respect the environment. And the natural way is the only way to make great cheddar. If you look after the nature, then nature will look after you. And Richard said that when we first started out with our AD plant project back in 2012. And it's a motto that we live by today. I've mentioned most of our green promises. All of the collateral is over on the table, so feel free to have a look. But we're encouraging wildlife within the Brew Valley. We're producing all our own green energy from renewable sources, including offsetting. We're saving energy for investment and changes in work practices. We're maximising the use of organic nitrogen fertiliser on our farms, and that digestate that I just spoke about. We're minimising packaging waste. We're recovering heat from our factory, which is a huge thing as well. There's a lot of heat that goes into producing cheddar. So enabling the recovery heat is a really good way of making sure our business is efficient. Filtering, reusing wastewater, and we knowledge share as much as possible as well. And so we work really closely with our milk suppliers who are now getting 0.2p more for those who are working in a sustainable way, whether they have a mini AD plant or whether they put solar panels on their roof or they have a water recovery unit. Anyway, we're just trying to encourage those in the local area to be green as well. And as part of our green project, we've had several visitors. We encourage anybody to come into our visitor centre, which is located at our green AD plant. David Cameron, for example, has been. For those of you in the UK, we've had... I knew that might provoke a response. We have a lot of visitors, and I do encourage any of you today, if you fancy coming, wherever you are in the world, if you'd like to come, then please do visit our website. I'd be more than happy, and we'd be more than welcoming to you all to come and see what we do. So just a quick summary. Oh, I've gone too far now. There we go. Quality products produced on our farm in Somerset. We have a very unique brand story, not only through our history, but the fact that we're using renewable energy to make our cheddar. We are the best-selling cheddar in France and the countries that I mentioned earlier. We have an experienced professional team who do all of our in-house renewable energy, and we're committed to operating in a business in the most sustainable way possible. We're efficient, well-invested, diversified, and very fit for the future. And Rich always says it's something that our ancestors would be proud of, as well as our children. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What a fantastic example of what can be done. So, which is always slightly depressing, because then one thinks of all the other farms and all the other places that aren't doing that. But that's why we need places like that, which is fantastic and well worth visiting.